So I've been playing music live since I was about 11 years old. I started touring around 19, 20 years old. And by 21, I joined my first signed band and started touring about 9 to 10 months out of the year internationally. In February of 2015, I flew out to Las Vegas for my first practice with The Ghost Inside to leave for my first tour with them. A full US tour, and then we went straight to Europe after that, did another European tour. Took maybe 2 months off to prepare for a fall tour. 3 weeks, maybe 4 into the tour, played a show in Lubbock, Texas. Great show. Everybody was hanging out on the bus afterwards, and I just remember everybody going to sleep. And then the next morning, around 8 or 9 a.m., I woke up to a crunch, bang, explosion sound. Our tour bus was in a head-on collision with a semi. Both drivers sadly passed. All 10 of the members and crew members that were in the bus were all severely injured. Our guitar player lost half of his foot. Pelvis basically exploded. He had like over 16 hours of surgery just on his pelvis alone. Our singer had a pretty extensive head injury and burns all over his body, and it basically changed our lives forever.
I was at work. My friend actually called me, and little did she know, she was giving me a phone call letting me know that it even happened. I immediately went online to try to see where they were, because he was traveling the country. I didn't even know what city he was in previously. And when I went online to find out, the first things that popped up were just pictures of the accident. I had heard from their bassist. He called me and said, "I'm in the ambulance with Chris. He just has a broken ankle," and everyone walked out and we're all okay. He had finally gotten to call me, and I was just sobbing. The majority of the people involved were in the ICU. Most of them were in comas, so in my mind, people didn't just walk out of the bus.
They essentially told me that I had 2 broken ankles, my right foot was essentially shattered and was going to require extensive surgery, and at this point I'm thinking that I'm going to lose my foot. I finally saw another doctor who got me in a few more days overnight in the hospital. More physical pain than I had anticipated or had ever experienced before in my life. 3 months of multiple times a week rehab just to be able to get back up on my feet to walk down the aisle on our wedding day. And even then it was still, on my feet for 30 minutes and then I was toast for the rest of the day.
Really later, when the depression I think truly hit, was when things started to get really, really, really hard.
I've been doing music and pursuing it as not just my passion, but as a career for almost 20 years now. I was at the point where I was going to be able to help support our family, and then to just have it all ripped away in a matter of seconds was like way harder to cope with than I could have ever imagined as well.
I would come home from work and immediately go downstairs to where I knew he was, because I was terrified that I would find him downstairs dead. Just so depressed that I thought he was at that point in his life. I didn't know what to do other than just cry out to God for help, honestly. We started coming to Collective early 2018 and fell in love with it. It was really the only church that we went to after trying multiple churches that we felt at home.
I'd always believed in God, would pray, occasionally open a Bible, but it just wasn't part of my regular weekly routine to go to church. So when we started coming to Collective, I just felt like I finally fit in at church. Like I wasn't being judged for the clothes I was wearing or my tattoos or the music that I listened to. I finally felt at home, and I finally was like, this to me is what loving Jesus is supposed to be like. April of 2018, celebrated the 10-year anniversary of the band, and then had our first practice since the accident. Went way better than any of us could have ever anticipated it would, being that our drummer's now playing with one leg, and we hadn't played together in the same room for, at that point, 3 years. We decided to do one show in this venue that we thought was going to be too big, was scary, and the tickets went on sale and they sold out in 3 minutes. 4,500 tickets in 3 minutes. I sat in my studio and cried. There was about 8,000 people at the show.
Parker was born in December of 2017, and the comeback show happened in July of 2019.
I would daydream about what it would be like to be able to have him at a show someday, if that show were ever to happen. So being able to have my entire family at the show, including Chelsea and Parker, was like probably the most meaningful thing to happen that night for me. To be able to look over and see the two of them standing on the side of the stage watching me was, you know, all I wanted more than anything was just to be able to share my passion with my kid. And I got to do it. I think we're all just thankful to still be here. In pieces, you know, missing limbs, scarred, broken, but we're here.
Having a place that we know that we feel safe and comfortable and know that Parker is going to have an incredible life with everyone here is truly amazing. I can't speak highly enough about how they've supported us through this journey and just been so understanding.
My bass player, he's been saying since the accident that everybody has their bus crash. You know, everybody has the worst day of their life. It's just all about how you pick up the pieces and move on from that.
I mean, Collective really brought us to this point. I mean, I can't imagine where we'd be without it.